It's after 2 o'clock. I've just been waiting at the bus station since 10 AM today, waiting for this bus. I'm on it. It's going to go me to Istanbul in 22 hours. So, I'll be to Istanbul tomorrow on Friday. This will be my longest bus ride ever. Back in 2016, I was on a bus for 22 hours and I was in a car. This is going to be maybe 24 hours. Silopi to Istanbul. Then again, I've got another bus to get to Bulgaria tomorrow night. It only takes 8 hours, so won't be too bad, but good to get back to Europe. Like, I don't have any regrets for leaving Iraq today. I knew I wasn't going to last long, but I had a mission to cross the border and I had to wait 10 years and I did it, but I will have to come back in another 10 years maybe and see Iraq properly, because there's no direct flights from London to Erbil or Baghdad. There should be, but well. I guess I'll try to visit Tunisia, Egypt in the coming months. I got the chance, but I really need to go back to London and get a job. It's been really hard. The last few weeks the race just said this stuff my job in London. So walk out of it. I'm traveling. This is where the bus is supposed to get on, which I've been on for like what, half an hour. It's getting a good transport, so the guy's like, get off and you're gonna bus from here. I'm like, okay, I already paid like my way, but you didn't give me a ticket. Hello, what am I supposed to do? And it seems like I have to wait for a bus to Istanbul to come by. Don't know how long it'll be, but... Alright, now I'm on my second bus of the day. Well, actually it should be third, since that one came from the border of Iraq. Just some geezer put me in this bus, basically just... I hope it's embarrassing, I'm just gonna go to Istanbul. Well, it's a long trip to Istanbul. So, the dumb thing is about this agency, is that I paid the guy 1,000 Turkish lira to get from Silopi to Istanbul, and basically just didn't give me a ticket, just wrote down my details in the system, basically say, okay, bus is going to leave at 2:30, so it says on the sign, and also the bus leaves at 2 o'clock, and then it goes from Silopi to this place, and then change buses. Something I never thought I would have had to do, but I guess it's how it works here. I mean, you can't expect to get a bus from the Bulgarian border all the way to the Iraq border. You have to change multiple times in different cities. That's what it is. Yeah. So, we got these entertainment screens right here, but they don't work. They weren't working when I was last in Turkey, like 11 years ago. There's no, there's no PowerPoints. It's supposed to be a charge for USB, but it doesn't matter. It's not working. I can just basically just turn my phone off and use my brain and think about songs I really like. My initial plan about what I want to do after I leave Istanbul is basically I just want to go to Bulgaria, to Sofia, and from Sofia I'll go to up to Serbia, and then I want to get to Bosnia. I really want to go back to Sarajevo. We've got a really nice synagogue there, and a really good Jewish cemetery that I've never vlogged. So I'm trying to see more Jerusalems in Eastern Europe, like I've seen before in like what, Cuba. Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd say Cuba could be a Jerusalem of the East. Whereas I haven't seen Christian churches in Cuba. I mean, there's a small Christian population in Azerbaijan. I haven't seen a church in my time in Turkey, but you actually find churches in Istanbul. Well, I'm leaving Sirte. Such relief to be back on the road again. I just had to put on a jumper and a shirt because the air conditioning is blasting on full power. Like, it might be summer in some of these countries, like the tropics, but when you travel on a bus for many hours and they got air conditioning at full blast, you're prone to get like horrible illnesses like cold and flu and pneumonia. So what you gotta do is you gotta come prepared. You gotta, just put a jumper, even though, it might be 30 degrees outside there on the bus. It's like freezing cold at like 10 degrees. Yeah. A year ago, I had a bit of a burnout when I was in South Africa. I've been traveling non-stop for like 3 whole weeks, Lesotho, Eswatini, Cape Town, Joburg, Namibia, Botswana, Victoria Falls, Zambia, Zimbabwe. So like, by the time I got back to Joburg from Zimbabwe, I was like, I've got 10 days and I fly back to London. I couldn't be bothered going to Mozambique, I couldn't be bothered going back to Cape Town. I basically just sat back and waited for that flight to happen. So it's been like 3 weeks since I landed in Bishkek. It was 15 days of travel in Central Asia. Like, take away the 5 days I was stuck in Alcatel. Then I was in Baku last Friday, so I went from Baku, Georgia to Black Sea to Iraq. Now I just really want to get back to Istanbul. I really want to cross to Bulgaria. I want to get back to Serbia. I want to get back to Bosnia. And best of all, I want to get back home to London. Because in my many years, I kept at the one job. I never had a long vacation like this. I mean, I pissed off for 2 months in 2018. And then when I came back after 2 months away, I basically resumed my shitty job. But yeah, actually I always just go outside and smoke, listen to music. We're at a bus station in a town called Silopi. Not really inspiring. I did travel through Martin today, so that was quite good. But it's a town I really wouldn't want to just get off, because when you get off at an autobus anywhere in Turkey, it's always kilometers from where you want to go. So you have to put that into mind when you're traveling Turkey. This bus should take at least 24 hours to get to Istanbul from Silopi. I'm gonna attack that and be 28 hours. Oh yeah. That was something, so everybody get back on the bus now. Me, I just want to sleep. 6 AM in the morning, we're on this bus now, 14 hours. Somewhere in the middle of Turkey. I know that I'm at least 160 kilometers from Ankara. So I mean, once I get to Ankara, it's only 7 or so hours to get to Istanbul. As a matter of fact, there's even like fast trains from Ankara to Istanbul in a couple of hours. Another 90 kilometers to Ankara. I'll feel that I'm home once I get to Ankara. I'm just so lucky I didn't have travel plans stuck in force. I mean, okay, I have to be back in the UK before the 30th of September because I gotta pay my rent, get some doctors, etc. But just like this, you kind of like screw up your plans. And I'll never forget one time I was in Dover and the bus driver tried to leave the tunnel. He broke a mirror like that. I was stuck at Dover for a couple of hours to get it fixed because he couldn't go back on the road. This tire is completely fucked up. Don't know how I can fix it while in the middle of nowhere. We're only like what, 30 miles from Ankara, so I'm gonna see if I can hitchhike. Alright, road workmen. Gonna bring out some traffic cones to pave the stainless area while we fix this bus. I can't hope they bring a jack. Because actually every car in the world should always come with a jack to replace a tire. I mean, I'll never forget seeing a jack in both my parents' cars because the tire blew out once in a while. It's quite bad to drive on the road with bad tires, cause accidents. We eventually got that tire fixed and made our way to Ankara. Now we're just waiting for the bus to leave Ankara and go on to Istanbul. We're like 20 hours after leaving Silopi. And boy, I cannot wait to get off at Istanbul. God. But then I've got another horrendous bus journey to Sofia today. Riding on the freeway, motorway to Istanbul, just like behind Ankara, the capital. There's actually just saying that from Istanbul to Ankara there's a bus leaving every 7 minutes. Matter of fact, they got a new train line from the Asian side of Istanbul going to Ankara in like what, 2 or 3 hours. But like literally I've paid to go all the way to Istanbul, so there's no point getting off in Ankara and spending more money. It's just depending on what side the bus drops me off in Istanbul. Does it drop me off in the Asia side or the European side? If it drops me off on the European side, that's good because that's where I need to get on today. I need to go find a bus to either Bulgaria or Greece and leave behind Turkey. Hell, it's been a week since I landed in Baku, so I've gone from Baku to Istanbul in 7 days. I went from London to Istanbul in 7 days 10 years ago. Kilometers to Istanbul. Boy, I'm getting close. It's past lunchtime, so I've now been on this bus for 22 hours. I remember last year I was on a bus for 23 hours going from Cape Town to Metalhead. So this will probably be the longest bus I've ever taken in my life. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. Actually, sorry, 1:30 right now. And I'm like 200-ish kilometers from Istanbul. Stopped at a Oktagar with a restaurant for 20 or so minutes. I just went in, got myself a golden bears, chai, used the toilets, and grabbed this really sweet snack, which is like, it kind of felt like it was like white chocolate and Nutella wrapped up in some caramel strips. It was really interesting. So just topped up with money. I need to get a bus ticket tonight to get to Bulgaria. I'm pretty sure they'll all be leaving in the evening. Yeah. Congratulations, I'm on the Metalhead. I've now been on the bus for 24 hours. Left Silopi at 2 o'clock yesterday. It's now 2 o'clock. On the way to Istanbul. I got like maybe 160 kilometers to go. Only 67 more kilometers to go. I remember the first time I came to Istanbul, I was like, why are all the mosques similar to the Blue Mosque in the Hagia Sophia? It would like confuse me, but like, is that the Blue Mosque? The Blue Mosque? I was wrong. I just saw a sign saying it's 283 kilometers to Edrei, the last major town in Turkey before the Greek and the Bulgarian borders. So which means I'm closing in on Istanbul now. I'm just hoping I get dropped off on the European side and not the Asian side. It would be okay if I join off the Asian side to take a ferry across, but I never took public transport last time I was in Istanbul. I'm not sure if I'll do it this time. Probably walk it. I'm 7 kilometers away from Istanbul, so it's taken me 26 hours from Silopi to Istanbul on 2 buses and a punctured tyre.